God, una go able to think a brighter future. So let me say no to push.
Sierra Leone, push. You my killer, this is for them. What for you say?
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, I can feel them. What are they on me eye? We are the see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them. When they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left, the horse them gonna get so all day they push. Oh yeah, say not a kush. Me brother don't want before in time. Say not a kush. So they use the old age man youngest. Say not a kush. Youths them just they die. Say not a kush. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Pop for you say, is it on? That's all we say. Say make we drive cushion Salone. But we life them.
That is so right, yeah now. What's if they do? When we bother them, they die. Push them down the hill, now them body just they try. So foot at them body, they and they just they cry. Now we bother them foot so they swell, now why? I don't know if now the chemical or what's in them they put. Best now for avoid them, nothing but the truth. Other food and they for it, come up and kush. We still bring this message so you do work for you.
Every day we they lost it, man, their life because of kush. Yeah, Papa government, NGOs not come so we aim. Yeah, the way they import kush, you know like Salone. No, we value we like Dr. Ecsl would say.
That's a cushion. Me brother don't want before in time. Say that's a cushion. So they use the old age man youngest. Say that's a cushion. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you say?
Papa government, only one day where they bring camp, anyone day where they sell them, only. Papa government jelly. They don't keep letting you then I will land. Innocent you them me say na will land. Future leaders them me say na will land. What they doing? They to fight them men. They come and feed you cushion. What you have in my bed for? Be a tobe. They have a number.
Mamonga, Ushibwele, Mamonga, Papa government, Amupema, Mamu Manja, Mamupema, Kushihinde, Abubualo, Ushibwele, Abenyeni, Numalo, Abuli, Numalo, Abuli, Malo.
Say that's a cushion. Me brother don't want before in time. Say that's a cushion. So they use the old age man youngest. Say that's a cushion. Youths them just they die. Say that's a cushion. Sorry Salone. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die. Say that's a cushion. What for you say?
Me a one pan, I traumatized. Look find a boy with the parts. They may need so, but I wouldn't go take. Anyway, take a good. In the fridge you feel my robot. What tire? You When they fetch goods in a salon, we not like a salon. 43 pharmacy, Dr. Richable. Respect to all aspects. I don't know who's.
Mature. Now where we sing for a brighter future. So let me say no to Where is it? No,
Sierra Leone, push. You ma killer, this is for them. Hope for you, sir.
This ain't not a kush. No, not a kush. No, not a kush. Oh yeah, me I can feel them. What are they run me eye? We are they see me sister them. They die in the street. Oh. Me I can feel them. When they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah. Some they link they not. Some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask them, tell me say na kush. Nike pull roll and son of them food. They prefer for left the house, they gonna get so all day they kush. Oh yeah, say not so kush. Me brother don't want before him friend. Say not so kush. So we they use the old age my youngest. Say not so kush. Youths them just they die. Say not so kush. For the young. We say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Papa government help we are. Say that's a cushion. Hey, push for die, push for die. Say that's a cushion. Hope for you to say, is it all?
Me fumble them on a good evening. I hope say any side usa on a friend on a safe. I hope say on a they do well. I tend to say good evening because usa are doing a good evening. But I realize say a lot of people where they watch me all over the world, and for some of them it's afternoon, for some of them it's late afternoon. For some of them they are coming into the morning hours, for others it's the morning. And for some of them, it's night time. So wherever you happen to catch VOS and you happen to catch, salon issues, una adu. Listen. And say, so what am I hope say una get una liquid today, right? Today I'm doing ginger and lemon balm. Ginger and lemon balm. This is my drink of choice today. Hot, obviously, because the weather has changed. But whatever you get for the sip while with it, you go along with me. I hope say, take it easy, take it slow, take it steady. And these greetings go not just to we Facebook people, they may also go as well to we YouTube, we Twitter, we the different platforms then. So long as you're tuning in to those watching from Sierra Leone or listening from Sierra Leone as well, nakushe onakabo. Hope life has been good with you and life has treated you fairly. Somebody asked me the question, say, hey Matilda, you not get introduction song. I mean, you get introduction song. You look like this kush kush. I'm like, yeah, this is my introduction song. For as long as this memesis, for as long as this ill, for as long as this pain, for as long as this thing where they kill with picking them, where they kill with brother and sisters them, with mama and with papa them, because remember these lives that have been taken by this drug, by this situation, I can always tell on that there could have been a potential leader there could have been a potential engineer, a potential doctor, a potential teacher, a potential lawyer, a potential agriculturist, a farmer, and a dad, a mom, a future dad, a future mom. So therefore, we not just so I know me not just to think about the today, I also think about the future. I promise you now for a roundup part 3 because like I've been telling you, I not go fear for listen to Mr. Bio in your speech, you not listen to Mr. Kamara in your speech, you get for listen to both, and then we get for look inside serious one, right? Last week Saturday, I take me time, I peel the onions for now, I go back, I do a very detailed analysis and viewpoint from the communique we've been common at all, and then we've been getting for go listen to Mr. Bio in side. After we listen to Mr. Bio inside, wait till say what those words infer. In fact, do they mean something? Maybe it means something for the Seans, but maybe for the Pians it doesn't mean anything. Maybe collectively for the Pians and the Seans it meant something, right? And then, the middle in between, Sierra Leoneans, the Ians, right? The Ians, collectively the Ians, what does it mean to us? What are these words that mean something to we? Today we want to try for round this up, and I believe say with the time we'll get, absolutely we'll go round them up. And like I can say, if you people think that my analysis is solely on electioneering, then you've missed the mark. If you know they listen to me carefully and they follow through for make sure say I am bringing a whole collectivity of things along the line. We include governance, we include accountability, we include transparency, we include development, we include all of the aspects of the social economic structure, all of the aspects of culture, all of the aspects of sociocultural formations, and all of these things, then obviously you're watching the wrong show. But if along the line they pick up all as at the link, they make the linkages them and everything, then absolutely you are with me. So, I made for understand say there were lots of people on the call last week after I closed the line. I take quite a bit of calls. I was very generous with my time. I take quite a bit of calls, but then I made for understand as well say there were quite a number of you still on the line. Listen, I've been not telling her last week, right? My apologies. I can't take all the calls in one show. We only get 2 hours for sit on here, 2 hours for unpack, for unravel, for converse, for me for talk, for we for communicate, because what we are doing here, we are communicating, right? For we for communicate together as one family. So I hope say the contributions or questions, them additional or new one I've been get for last week. I hope say like the advice what I've been doing now, and I've been go right and a corner, because trust me, what we're about to do today is not separate from what we did the previous weeks or what we did last week. It is a continuation, right? If you don't follow the trend, it's a continuation. So if you not be writing our questions down, I highly appreciate that you call in when the phone lines are open, and that you bring in those contributions. And let's think through it. Make we talk about it, make we see if it augments the debate, if it adds solutions, if it takes away, and if it takes away, we find a way to build, right? Because at the end of the day, some people can say, sometimes they can fail to say the aim is to tear down. No, it's when you constantly look at the mirror and you refuse to see the reflection of yourself, that is when you see it as a tear down. But when you look at the mirror, you see the reflection of yourself, and not only the reflection of yourself, but you also see a mirror, the reflection of something else. That is potentially the images of things surrounding you, either from the side or from the back. Then indeed you are clearly looking at a mirror, right? Because you not only they see yourself, but like when I look at the mirror, I they see myself and I they see the walls behind me, right? That is a full 360 of looking at yourself. But if you stop at 90 or 160, then you only get half of the puzzle. But what I can let for do is that at the end of it all, that we arrive at a 360. Anyways, for we phone lines them, always, we get the North America toll-free winner 1-866-944-7722. We get the UK line winner +44 20 80 89 1455, and then we get the local Australian number if you call from Australia when I plus 6120 909 84337. You get the WhatsApp number when 1-343-997 5828, and obviously we get to local station at Salone when our VOS radio in Freetown FM 91.9. You're welcome to contribute from all of these outlets, as well as listening from the VOS stations. So now not forget the apps we get the app for the Android as them, and for the Apple uses them as well. The apps are there as well for me to download, and so that you will follow we. Listen, we cannot take much time. I want to go into things immediately. That way we have enough time to deal with things, peel the onions, and then put things together. Remember that in the case of Sierra Leone versus Mr. Bio, Mr. Samura, and the Ecsl, and us, the people, we're still in this journey. This journey no over it, and this is a long journey. If you think this journey is sealed, it's done, it's whether you can say done and dusted in English, then it definitely means that you have not learned a thing or two about Sierra Leone politics, and definitely you have not learned a thing or two about people, Sierra Leoneans themselves, politicians in Sierra Leone, individuals in Sierra Leone. Means you have not learned a thing or two. But listen, we don't talk about this cushion. I will continue to talk about this cushion. What they do to people them. A video come out now do from somebody way is of a questionable character, because we all don't see when he go do interrogation at Parliament. We all see what happened. We all see how he was, taking gifts undisclosed during his tenure in office, where the maximum threshold we allow for make you receive something and you not declare, it be way past, as I think say be 1,000 past that threshold they say, and by 1,000 I'm being conservative here, okay? I'm being really conservative here. And so this individual is now on the streets presenting himself for the new status, the new office where they don't nominate him to, or where they don't appoint him to, where for me, I'm kind of in a limbo, and I don't know if that's so una say feel. If una say feel that una kind of in a limbo, because when this thing happened, we see the ACC commissioner who is currently, studying at Harvard University. Who is currently studying at Harvard University, pull a statement for say and then they investigate this that. But we know say in previous investigation or in previous situations, then when they say then they investigate, the person they be put on hold, they stop service, you they stop the functioning of your job, this, that, until after following the investigation, following the outcome of the investigation, depending on written and then they can come back to the public and say, well, we investigate this, that. We not find nothing, or we not see who side this person abridged the law or broke the law, so therefore we reinstate them back. Well, please, because I cannot be everywhere, I cannot see everything. My eyes cannot be everywhere, and I make we sit on here. So if I give an information that is not updated, and that maybe this information don't come to the public, but now we Yasuna VOS Missam say they don't complete the investigation, they did not find this man wanting, and so therefore is currently serving in the position that is appointed to, and okay to serve in the position that is appointed to, and make we know, I think say that they will be good, so we go clear the statement, we go read the statement, right, where or the reasons given. We want to see the reasons given by the anti-corruption commissioner where say this person is fit to serve in the current nominated appointment because of so and so after fully investigating blah 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 blah, we reached the conclusion, or we concluded that due to blah 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 under the law blah 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 guided by section blah 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 protected by this person did not do anything, and therefore, for continue for serving at the new role. But that is not what we have seen thus far. Not so that we don't see so far. Waiting, we see that this person now, going to the slums or graveyards, something that and fully, because of the way they introduce and fully executing his current appointment or the role of his current appointment of his current time. So when I see what we can talk about checks and balances, so the need for checks and balances, the need for transparency, the need for accountability. Sometimes it is frustrating sometimes that these people go out there and collect accolades. I don't know who that them PR team, because listen, let me tell you something. This SLPP gang, especially this current SLPP gang, if there is something I'm going to salute them for collectively, their PR game is strong. Their PR game is strong. I don't go like you now. Then get a very good PR game, a very good PR system, as in what they put out there, how they manage to put it and get the attention of who they need to get those recognition. Whoever is the brainchild behind the PR game. The sad thing is that whoever you are not using your gifts and your talent for the edification of the collective good. You're using your gift and your talent for the upliftment, but for a few who are not deserving of those. Anyways, make we watch this video.
Mr. Salone family, and good afternoon again to the people of this country. Senior, introduce yourself to Sierra Leone again. Now we don't do an mortuary. Now we just don't count at the very ground out here in Akitom. Just talk to them. As soon as talk right now, Comedy on me left. You get picking and they now she's on the all the panot. Yes, sir. The all the panot. The all the panot. Even this morning, Posse died in Akush. Then they killed them. So go ahead, see them.
Family, once more again, me na Mr. Sine Kamara, the head of burial team na Ministry of Health and Sanitation, and the administrative assistants at the Corner Teaching Hospital Mortuary. Today, na the 11th of November 2023, we don't take 12 corpses for Campbell na Kitoma as the Tokso, main chief Jaya Kakari na the executive director for National Law, Drugs Law Enforcement Agency. We don't come back 10 men and 2 females them. We watch the age now from 12 years to 23 years. How attending for the people that die from this substance. And this is one of the major suicide people that they take the push because now it's slum area, as you see, the quoting part the top. It's attending, it is painful for the features of tomorrow's. They die in short away because of taking a substance of drugs. In fact, some of them picking and they don't get even food for it, but they don't mind, they go buy kush. And when you buy kush, now your life they destroy. And what they know say, you self now you get for contribute to society. How you contribute? If you make yourself food. If you're not tailor, at least if you're able so close for two people, you don't make salon don't develop. Before you go involve yourself for kush, it's not necessary. So that's why the power chief Kaikai don't team up Tranga one together for support President Bio in vision. For free quality education day now. Why we not go make yourself useful for those yourself become educated? Before that, they go take push. Most of the one they die, all the one they will beg, they all get so food. They all get so food. And my own boys, they say when they work with me in a corner hospital mortuary, they say not ready for joint park Kaikai, for going to different communities all around Sierra Leone. I like na the last home we dey go. And me see the camera, I want to say, but everybody say, me na Gary boy. Anywhere where they sell this push, the importance them, me na me dey trace you now for the bar. I want trace you ready for kill me, I ready for die. Me I don't die go, I don't care. So do you at the beg now for God, Lord support the government in vision for eradicate this thing. And una really important. I the one una sabi me now. I the one una very be careful. Asabu na host them, Asabu sa una there, Asabu sa una do all them plan there. This for stop now because our brother and sister. Now brother and sister enough let them die from this substance. Do you at the beguna? And I tell the Minister of Health Tenki, the Dr. Kapua, the medical superintendent at Connaught, the hospital secretary, because they create the place for keep them people there, but nobody no come for identify them. Nobody, and at the first in history this follow very destitute with Kasanke by the provision of Kaikai. It's not easy. So there at the beguna, at the bottom in knees, there at the beguna, no stop push. We say no to push. We say no to push.
Oh my goodness. Ay. You know, after such a sad news, I for come back with, solemnity, like really solemn face. But I dey laugh. I dey laugh because Sierra Leone we not ready yet. We honestly not ready yet. And when we ready, God give breath, God give long life, God give strength. I mean, self here. So every time there's a step, we make a step forward. Now me go sit down and say we don't make a step forward in this area. Again, this is where I go come in and say very big kudos to the organization we made a part of Hope for Youth Sierra Leone. Say very big thank you, massive thank you for them, because this was the organization we get up when everybody was silent about Kush. We get up province to province, no province left unturned. No urban or central or city left unturned. The records are there. You go now with website, you go now with webpage, you they see and they. It's not something that's me Matilda get for Sidonaya and promote. All I ask you is that go there, give you $5, give you $1, give you $10, because we are doing the work. Nobody is taking pay for it. Pro bono work. Society, community to community engagements. Now what they do. Now the government is slowly waking up. Kudos to them. Because the way they can say, little drops of water makes a mighty ocean, right? Every little bit count, not so. Every little bit count. But you see, I need for dispel certain things then I also. I need for waiting and dispel. I need for argue certain things then I also. When you're a public official, you need for know how for talk, when for talk, and waiting for talk. Few statements were made here, and meanwhile for correct their assumptions they also. Because the young man will make the statement, I'm pretty sure say if you go back and think about what he said, and if they explain to them the meaning of waiting in self say, I think say he go reformulate, he go recalibrate, reformulate in statement. So make a begin. First of all, I know they talk about if una watch the show last week, if una watch this show last week, una remember say I tell una plain na so say 12 people have been buried, 12 youths have been buried inside Freetown. Not also I tell una say they don't bear somebody text say, hey Matilda, na this they happen no 12, this, that, hot one, and so they don't go bury them, unidentified bodies. The what happened now is that me don't bring this news here so out now this platform of waiting to happen because it has already been making rounds na certain platform then. But waiting not make rounds at the time when I do the show last week. Now this video here so come out after I don't do the show. Right, the week after I don't do the show, that week now this video here so come out. Where now this drug, you don't know if not commissioner or advisor, go na this burying ground, this cemetery with the other person from the mortuary, they where then they talk. So it was an after the fact video, right? But nevertheless, because Kushna something where we know will stop for talk about and we continue for talk about, I will still address this. And I will still address few things them way this gentleman ought for consider. I think say if I make you pause that a group of young people decide for consume drugs other than for it, because they say they rather buy kush and they're not getting for it. So when a young population gets to a point where they rather intoxicate themselves so that they are not cognizant, they're not aware of the environment, their surrounding, or the problems that they have to deal with, because that substance they numb their ability for think and for react and for be, to eating elexef na gari sef, soak am with water or sugar or gari and pamine and pepper. I think that should make an entire nation pause. I think that will make a society, especially those in governance, come to a standstill. I think say the ear then are them body for rise. Come to a standstill and say, what are we doing wrong? Whose side we go wrong? How do we correct this? You see, when the young man begin talk, I've been really feel a bit of motivation, because they say if you go learn trade, you go learn for do something, you dey help for develop the economy, and they bring, also they bring tikam inside the family. And it's a noble thing. But how do you learn when the finances are not available? How do you apply when all around you there is nothing for aid that? When your environment don't subject you to condition of begaism and manjalagism, the beggar's mentality, how do you move forward from that space? It's a free education day now. So make we all go school. My dear brother, because looking at your age, looking at your display, let me just say my dear brother, because we're all Sierra Leonean, make we not even go to the age thing, because that will be discriminatory. My dear brother, do you know the difference between free and universal? I don't talk this thing so many times, year in, year out. And honestly, one day I will get an educator at the show. Make he can talk the difference. Make he can maybe tell people the difference. Or maybe a couple of educators them. Educate. I not say teacher, I say educators. I will get a couple of educators then at the show, and not to them 2x4 educators them. Educators that have proven their salt, they are worth their salt. May they can tell you the difference of universal education and free. What you know they double as free education as Salone when a universal education. I always don't tell you if I say the use of the word, you get to use the appropriate word for describe things. And when you fail for use the appropriate words for describe things, then you get people confused. Me brother, free education or the Salone. Me, I dey pay school fee them for picking them inside Salone. I dey pay for exam for picking them inside Salone. From the bottom, they go up to that place where they call university. So please do not talk to me about free education. When something is free, look for the word the definition of the word free. When something is free, it means that you give nothing in return. It is given to you freely. It is given to you without asking anything in return. Neither do you give something in return to acquire. Make I just put a short so no more and cut and day. But you see, Usai, I really even take more issue with your speech as much as encouraging you. Usai, take a bit more issue with your speech. When I left this tokenism business, this alpha and omega business, this pseudo-godism business, not a good for Salone. And they take them from the back account to the front of which you say. You say we able to bury them people here so thanks to Pakaikai in goodwill. No, you not bury them people there so thanks to Pakaikai in goodwill. Not to Kaikai take in your money na in pockets from in bank accounts and go pay for grave for them people there so and bury them. No. What happen is that wherever they are buried, the city or whoever is responsible for that part day provide a lot, provide a location, a place. It means that the state and the city collaborating with the city, now then come together for make that happen. Not to kai and fathom go inside there for make it happen. Okay? The state provided the resources, and where did the state get those resources? Because you including, I including, because not because I know they leave Salone, make sure I know they pay tax na Salone. I still they pay tax na Salone. So you including, me including, we tax money then where we they pay. Where they go na that collective bag. Now make this happen. Including the very kai in your tax money back when self they pay. So collectively as Sierra Leoneans, we made this happen. Okay? So I beg no go repeat that statement there again other side for say. Make we tell the patenki. Una can make people the demigod too quickly. And as soon as they make them demigod now, so then they cack fed up on and they deprive una and they suppress una and they munku and fool una. No, it was a collective effort of Sierra Leoneans, both home and abroad, including you, through the payment of their taxes to the city and to the state. That's how that happened. Not to know Pakaikai in benevolence, in goodwill, in good arts. Now I make it happen. So no stop for the full people then. And going on further, my dear brother, you as a state official, you go, they try for motivate you now people, they try for motivate you group, they try for motivate you age group and below. You dey go talk say, me na man. Hello? Outside the function of your duty connect with your rarimanism. If you na rariman, keep them for yourself. It has no connection with when you are representing the state. Because in that moment, you were representing the state. You were not representing your individual self. Keep the me na rariman for when they talk to you, paddy them inside your house, inside your parlor. No bring and kind do where you being interviewed for state responsibilities. So you na man, so what? You sabi them, host them. You sabi usai, you know. So if you know usai all them plan here so they take place, you know usai all they be. How come na the small boys The little alata and the cockroach then, you know what? You know when I go know say you true, you know Rareman, and your Rareman will be beneficial for Sierra Leone, for the collective good of Sierra Leone, is when you begin to point out the big kahunas them where they bring the drug inside the country. When you begin say, Mr. So and so, Madam so and so, Minister so and so, then I go know for say, yes, you are very efficient in your Raremanism or your thuggery, to put it in correct English. You dey motivate people them. You dey try for bring collective action. You dey try for dissuade them from the exercise of something. But then you think say na by threatening them now you go arrive at an effective outcome? You think by threatening their lives and using your so-called position of power? Because that's what you just did. You use your position of power to exert or your assumed position or fictitious assumed position of power. You dey go threaten me na Gariman, I know say una dey. I sabi una host them. Me are not afraid to die. But yet you say you're not the head of waiting at the mortuary and like, come on. When do you like professional code of ethics for crying out loud? Learn how to delineate personal life and professional life. When you team up in that camera there and in the interview, not to that tending now we need for know you bang bagadizing or whatever. That was the time to be professional. That was the time to connect with your peers. That was the time for humility. That was the time for sure say, me self life stronger for me, but see where I am right now. That it will get better. It might look grim today, it might look dark today, but trust me, the sun will shine. Make we all band together. We can fight this thing. Make we all meet, make we all talk, make we all discuss, make we all engage. See how we're able to fight this thing here. So, do ya my brother and my sister, then I beg her, they beg una. Do ya on a life, una not sacrifice on a life then. Tomorrow, una don't know what una go become na this country. Tomorrow, una don't know what una go do for una family then. Do ya my brother and my sister, make the worries or the stress of life no put una pan kind thing here so. Or you, my brother, you forget say Salone right now, thing for it ranga. Maybe you forget down there because sometimes the way we can they talk, where we dey in the heat of the moment, right? Because sometimes we able for buy bread, even though the butter not can do, but just because we able for buy bread, we forget for say, this bread here so. At least I can soak her inside water, a chairman, or I can chairman I drink water, even though the butter not there. At least I get the bread. Why do not take you time for find out if then we brothers they are so? Then get the bread. Why you not take your time for find out and say, talk something and say, for find out, say, okay, then we brothers here and sisters they are so. Pump the run side and day. And when I say pump the run side and day, I am now not speaking of literally tap running. I am speaking of, can they even afford 1 meal a day? Do you know how many times they have gone to bed without a meal a day? That is the type of if pump they run outside and they. That is what I mean by that. You see, make we take time. Kele how we they approach certain things then. Because now so we see them, where we see the World Bank report, we talk say more than half of the population not able to feed themselves properly. Recently, that report they not even past 3 weeks itself. And that Salone is in a crisis of food self-sufficiency. Means say food self-sufficiency, Salone no get it for feed himself. You need to go team up, they go talk, but they give you small opportunity, an opportunity to edify, but then you turn it into your own. But anyways, our institution needs help anyways. Our institutions, they need major help. As a matter of fact, the entire public service function, they need for go back to, how they call her, training. I don't know how many times that they get in training. I don't know how many times they are mandated to review their code of ethics. And like me so, every 3 years, I am mandated to write my code of, in fact, not to just me code, me professional code of ethics exam. There are several exams, about 6 of them, for maintain my job. Where I get for write every 3 years on the dot. I see the 10 can and they remind. A message will be sent. Matilda, you are due to write these exams. You are due to retake these trainings. I don't know if Salone get that kind of system there. On our pass, as soon as you can't sign no more, you don't know. Excuse me to use the word Allahu Akbar. You don't finish. It is amen. We need to review our systems. Because outside of the individual, if the systems are not correct, and if the systems are not applied, then obviously you see something like waiting we just watched. So na mi yon dande and this for this talk here so. I sure said there will be more to come. I get a caller. After this, with a segue to Mr. Kamara in speech, we'll analyze them like we analyze Mr. Bio's speech, bringing all of the different ingredients together as we go along, and we'll talk about it. Alright? Alright, let's go. Caller, waiting on your name and also you they call from. Hello, caller. Caller, if you dey talk, I know they hear you.
Hello?
Okay, yes, now I can hear you. Go ahead. Waiting on your name and also you they call from.
Hello, you get me now?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, Matilda, good evening. This now Omar the call.
Good evening, Umar.
It's just like what we can talk. You na communication specialist, so you know much better. You see, sometimes the way we can pass on a message, not that you know who get bad intention, but just like we say, we give the right message at the wrong time, or give the wrong message at the right time. You see that man Sine indeed la me ku point black clear na Rari boy in the sense na that he didn't at the street, he know the language of the street, he deal with the Rari boy, they deal with the youth. So na that I mean by saying a Rari boy. And actually, but indeed not to boil because some of we don't see how the bear people who small 30 they still a bear people good now we just get small body. But and talk one thing again, sometimes like what we can talk where we can deal with authorities and sometimes we met them demigod. This is not the first time in the bed they sitting with a Kasanke. In fact, all the time they don't the bed with Kasanke. So for make it go saying that the first time this for bed with Kasanke, then a slap on the past authorities and even authorities the way they in place now. Because this is not the first time. But actually, in the receiving end, because it then at the street, it is in your fellow, in your age group, in your small one, they did with an a street, in the end of for bear them, year come year go, it bear them. So I'm frustrated. And now, man, to be honest, when he said people will get Salone at, now one of that Monday. Because we remember the time where Corona Day, from the time Corona Day, they told we were then at the street, we know him. So when he say in a street, indeed, narare boy. But actually, sometimes, like where you go study communication, that man way in a street, the skill of communication is different. So maybe a need for putting word in place, or at least a try for pass a message, or let not pass some vital message at the wrong time. But indeed, it didn't at the receiving end, and in one of the people away for say out and for come out, because a very painful. Let you do with somebody. It's all they tell. They say, "Bra, body." Then just all of a sudden, you end up for go bear randy. So now that man in position where if any safe. So the connection where you they try for make to teen tranga the country this we all know so teen tranga, but to be honest today you explanation a little bit vague, you know. Because we all know say teen tranga, but we all know Salone will grow up. We all know take course. Could you imagine? Well, like where the country tranga, so if we all be decided, so all the youth be decided say they take push because of the country tranga. You see? And now we the left for the justify most of the youth.
Wait. Your time almost done, but I want pause your time and I want make you take 2 seconds as you dey round up for answer this question. As in, we all na Salone we go, we all team tranga and team always done tranga, but we not take kush. I want to ask you, say, was the availability of kush na the Salone where you grew up? You been there? The availability of destructive drug na the Salone where you been there at the time. The importers of the drugs, they been there and then they import them drugs they also in the pump and so generation. The educators, the community that was there at the time to make sure say you guys are okay. Did they bring in this substance into your community and feed you people these substances at the time? Then go ahead.
Yes, Martinda. You see, me, I don't care for talk. We in the street we grow up, so most of them things are not new to we. Now, me na mid 80s speaking, so I can understand what they talk. The late 90s, we big one them they take super. Where then they soak sponges and petrol, the drum. Then the 2000s, we get all the different type of drugs. Then late 2000 to 2010, we get then at the time this energy drink. People they mix energy drink with tramadol. You know, so it happen. This now a trend. The only thing is that you as the youth, you just therefore be more responsible. You therefore know what you they take and what you know for take. And most of them tend that the time when they take the kush, they're conscious. And then they see what they do to them complete fellow. We know say yes, teen tranga, we know say we get a lot of lack in where the government lack in the country, because most of them think that if I get center for at least for where they cancel them people like therapies like for mental health, and so we know say the a lack. But what he had to try for talk now that the problems were already in there. Now only new drugs then come into the system. Not me say the system will be done bad, the system be done bad. But we the youths get for take responsibility to what we they take in. And me that side now all discussion on the only two me they talking about senior. At the time for tell say senior indeed it didn't receive in end. And now one of the selfest youth then and the way down to the corona time where people afraid for come on the street. Now them they come on the street, they pick lady body in the street, they bury them. So when they talk with all in heart. And to be honest, na rare boy, na street it we will sabi senior from small. You know, not for saying a small boy, now small body no more get, but we sabi am. So like anyway, we tell them thank you, we tell the authority and thank you. The only thing if I can publicly apologize for that statement what it makes say, and at the first time is for bad people with Kasanke. That's a blatant lie. If we don't the bad people with Kasanke, and we go for be honest, we not go for just be tina before authority or see authority, they try for be. We want you go for not go for be public officer at the same time be politician, or you know for talk as a public officer for satisfy any politician. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, indeed, you cannot be a public officer and be a politician at the same time. Before I go to the next caller, I just want to say something. Remove me or knowing me as an expert in international development or in communication. Let's remove that, okay? That's something I've practiced for a long time. Make us say, if even me not to be an international development and communication expert, there is a way you speak. Okay? So I don't want to excuse the fact that because he grew up in a street, the street is part of the street, is down with the streets. That means for say, when they put on a hat, a professional hat, there is a way you present yourself. That mean get nothing for do with the height or the level of me education. It just mean for say there is a way you speak when you are in certain environment. That's what I am drawing his attention to. And I'm pretty sure say that very senior person self, I'm pretty sure if I remember carefully, I don't rub skin with her a few times and I feel very grown them. Now I can go visit me Creole family. We don't go before and just go tell her do say una pikin there, una continue for open road for her. All right, but I'm not. When it comes to professionalism, I do not excuse those type of things. No matter how we go learn, how we go improve, if we continuously they excuse some of the things them where we're not supposed for excuse. Make I go to the next caller. Caller, waiting at your name and who say they call from.
Name Kaiti, for the call from Maryland, USA.
Please go ahead.
Yeah. Look, I see you don't put out a lot of misinformation. I don't know what they have put on a program lately. Now the same thing Mr. Kagosev do on Thursday. Now look, you get for reduce this in volume. So for this is not the past. Sorry, now me sister they distract me now. You make some correction. You said teachers are not educators, teachers are educators. Everybody will teach now, you're an educator. There's a difference between an educator and a professional. People who work in the Ministry of Education, they are educational professionals. They are not directly educating people. Now the teacher out in our classroom, now they educate, now they pass the information. So make that correction. When I look, they confuse the word free and universal. Me, I teach 12 years at Leone. Universal education, they talk about access. That means education for which now every part of Sierra Leone, regardless of your tribe, your region, education for richly. Universal education is funded by tuition. You get access, but everybody have to pay school fees, and that school fees, and they take fund universal education. Free education, on the other hand, now government they pay, they pay no school fees. It may not be accessible in every corner of the country. The government, you laugh all you want. You understand? You laugh, go for they bring professionals, bring them in and tell you. That's the difference. I know they talk about universal health, but I'm an educator. when they say universal education, they mean say the access in Togo and I make a universal. For education was supposed to touch every part of Sierra Leone, but that does not mean it is free because you have to pay tuition. Universal education is funded by tuitions we pay. Free education is funded by the government and other charitable organizations. The difference is that one day. And I think the little Mr. Sine in talk, you're being picky and petty. You understand? Everybody will listen to that in the communication. You analyze how you want them. The way me understand is frustrated. He's been doing this for a long time, seeing young people getting destroyed by drugs. So now that way they able to pass a message. If now continue to do this, we will come after now. He's not being a rary man. When they talk to me, a rary man, all man know what he mean. We all sabi ourselves. You understand? And you don't even know what to make if you go blame government for somebody, it take him money. Instead of go buy food, you go buy drug. Then that drug they kill her. Why is government responsible for that? Then people are getting family. How many days, how many hours of the day will government spend with you picking? You picking if you don't know you begin go begin take drug. What has that got to do with government? You know? Maybe then people only take drug, they don't see their parents and they take drug now the house. What to make me count they tell with this Sierra Leone, all kind of drug that they say now the first time this brown bro be did all kind of drugs them they pack about in brown bro they make people in the work and the for don't go. You understand? Look, not to everything government get for solve. You get control of your own life. It means them be look and say it will become an addict. Don't blame the government, blame me. Because the first teacher is the home. The first school is home. You begin to born one day to the can go school. You get for reach a certain age. So now the orientation you don't get from age 0 to a school going age. So that orientation you go with. Why do you blame government for?
Okay, so I know we want to interrupt this caller. And the reason why I not want to interrupt this caller is because I think say the last show Mr. Kagbo take in 10 for really provide some nuance to the scholar and other caller them as well call for provide some nuance to the scholar. A teacher is a person who teaches. An educator is a person who provides instruction or education. Now, when you nose dive deeper, you go find out the differences between the two. Yeah? More not they mix things them up. I see we have more callers on the line. You say everybody will watch the video understand what he been they say. Point of correction. Or everybody will watch the video not understand what he been they say. Some people who watched the video may have understood what he was saying. Not everybody collectively who watched the video understood what he said. You say you're not an educator, I'm sure you can know the difference. I stop there. Now I will go to the next caller. Caller, waiting at your name and who's you they call from?
Una de confuse you because what makes you say una de try to confuse we. We will not go back to school for we most of the time. This na a learning point for we, you know, and we get this not an educator way. I listen to it past program because unfortunately I'm not able to meet up Mr. Kagbo in program, so I can just listen to the audio, you know, or where I can get around. It makes some things, brother. We will not go school because that's what I can say. We will not go school, brother. We not know the difference between universal and free. So that side, you brother, the last time you call, we all see, but the program for be we against them. And the last time the call we make for the program, the comment we again, not even relate with the topic that will be the go on. But enough of be we against them. Then what it talk again, we make a decide for call, where it's not a government responsible. Government is directly responsible. The difference we are the make na that we the youth we get for take some amount of responsibility. Not that the government not responsible, because the government they try to engage the youth. When you engage the youth, they reduce the drugs consumption na any community. So the government themselves they engage you the responsibility, but with the youth for take amount of responsibility, we not for just end up everything on hardship. Now they talk. We get well and developed countries like America where right now they're in the fed with I don't know what they call them fentanyl or so. But you see the American government at the forefront. Why? Because na irresponsibility na in people na in they get the nation na in for make sure say the people are well-being, you get for see the people are well-being. So the government are responsible. The only thing that with the youth self we get for take some amount of responsibility and we know what we take. If I know say if I eat gari and bread at the same time, I get belly out, I go eat gari, I wait small after some time I eat bread. So we just get forget some this responsibility. And we are with the big this not a competition show where somebody who can say me na me go school or me not we go school. Some of they talk for confusing at the program. Some of we in a learning point for we. So can I do una level or learn? You know, but we not can for book competition. Where you know educator we can the program contribute and go. No can be they can convince winners some of who can for can learn. We no go school. Thank you very much.
Anyway, scholar, thank you. I mean, the purpose of my show, like I can always say, now for educate, for edify, uplift, and for learn. I want for learn from the callers them, just like I can want for make, the callers them as well. Hopefully, they learn from me. Like I can always say, not that I don't expect people with PhDs and people who go to all of these things. I mean, look, ping, I say, no, I don't want. When I was nominated to do my PhD, not to apply, nominated to do my PhD, I turned it down. And it is sitting there waiting for me at any time I feel like Matilda J. Cole, I can go back and say, I take this on now at this point. So not to for show the extent of my knowledge or whatever, because I don't do this at this degree, that degree, nine, they feed me. No, like at some point where you don't learn, you get for impact to others, you get for work, you get for apply your knowledge acquired. That is the best education as a matter of fact, not to your suffix or your prefix. No. Calling to tell me the difference or the non-difference and the this and the that, when you can clearly go to the dictionary, and when you sit with educators, they will tell you the difference. And will tell you the difference, clearly the difference between a teacher, a professor, and an educator. So, no, make we know they use them medium yaso for be combative. Make we know they use them medium yaso for how they call and draw scores. I'm not here to draw scores. I have no beef in this. I can always tell Una. I'm not here to draw scores, but when we are here to edify for learn, when outside people they make mistake and say, now yeah, you make mistake, next time look inside and correct them, do and this way. Don't always look at it from the lenses of some kind of fictitious colorway, an individual or collective of individuals sat somewhere, decided to impose on the will of others and collectively bring them along to the gutters and abyss of, destitution, and mix up and bamboozle and brain, and now we have a society we don't know in left and right and center. If you to say the tell when maybe they go school at Salone. Yes, I go school Salone. Granted, not for long, but I did go school Salone. I get me classmates then we sabi me, we sit down inside school, primary school, secondary school, I go school Salone. Yes. You know? Yeah. You know, I go school Salone. You feel say I not been the see people who been the smoke cigarettes, we been the go na attire base, we been the go na jamba pot and this and that and whatever, what have you. But there was a society there willing to bring them back, telling them that this is not right, or that we're heavy drinkers. The show last Thursday extensively dealt with this issue. The show last Thursday extensively also tried to show you the difference between what is universal education and what free education is. The show also goes, I remember Mr. Kagbo clearly telling you that if indeed Mr. Biona the one where they pull common in your pocket and they pay for all them picking their answer or subsidize because it's a subsidy. They subsidize all them picking their answer education. Then yes, it is free without asking anything in return. But if you are going to the international forum, you're taking from the collective bag of the taxpayers. Come on now, can we be honest though? How we expect for transform and reform and be part of development and progression if simple language and simple articulation of policies the way they are supposed to be understood, we disagree with them because we think somebody is witch hunting our party or our leader. How? Make I go to the next call. Caller, waiting are your name and also you dey call from.
I beg Sister Matilda, I not keen normally like for do this, but I just this viewer or the caller reference the show I be do on Thursday because beaucoup people don't know be watch that show day. For I just want to make something very quick.
Go
This
ahead.
caller it look like say a main him and for let it disrupt. Topic we need to deal with it bring some other topic for distract and I don't make the decision say anytime you come on my show I go just making comment and I go argue am, but I just clarify it talks say universal education specifically now tuition fees them they sponsor universal education. And he talk back say universal education now for extend access. Now la correct them. Where Biocam just a moment please. Sorry. But where Biocam is say they pay school fee for picking them. Every picking where they go na government school. And at the same time it say this go improve access. The one day we not able go school for letting able go school. So two things. You talk say universal now for improve access. And you talk back say now tuition when are the school fee. Now they pay. And all student thing and they present now this so-called free education. So my brother, how you they confuse yourself? I go tap the tuition na school fee. No sugar coat, na school fee. And then you say the universal now for increased access. And this so-called free education, it do all too. It say it pays the school fee for the picking them, and then it increase access. So I go tap there and I go hand them over to you. So my brother, stop for the disgrace yourself. I don't tell you severally. Go look at the definition. And then you come back, but not confuse people in the sake of this so-called partisan thing for distract people and you say we they misinform. And your definition of the thing where you say you sabi. Now the same thing you talk about the universal and the free education. Now the same thing you talk about school fee. Government they pay school fee and then the universal now tuition they sponsor am. When a school fee they sponsor am back. Anyway, thank you. I just decided for through this and sorry, we go take this as me as the caller. Thank you. And I move her back. God bless.
It's all good. It's all good. Listen, people, una know me already. When something funny and they laugh, you might see the show as a, oh, listen, you compare and said, when something is funny and ridiculous, I will laugh. And you will see a reaction from me. Me not to Stephanie, me not to iron. Me a mortal man. There's blood running through me, emotions running through me. So I'm going to react. But anyways, thank you, Mr. Kagbo. Me, listen, I have time to take on certain things. Certain things I honestly do not have time to take on. Because if I see, say, genuinely in a struggle, the person they struggle for understand something, I'll take my time and break her down. But if I see for say there are ulterior motives behind your comments, more the waka pass go. Make we the waka pass. This show ya so. It no matter what you do, you will not derail me, you will not distract me, and I will keep for calm. I will keep talking to Sierra Leoneans so long as they are here willing to listen, willing to contribute, willing for, if now one person says, Timap na this show, they watch me every Saturday. Trust me, I they come more can talk. Because from that one person, they don't know how we go catapult to other people then. We have to change the narrative. We have to re-educate ourselves. I look for being educators then can I sabi them who inside my own family on a left and pack. Outside of my family, look them sit down. So they can talk about what the role of an educator within a society, within institution, within academia. Can't sit down and they can talk about you know this, you know that, you know whatever. Where you are right now, you practicing as an educator. When last did you practice as an educator? What rules of engagement? What curriculum you don't develop as an educator? We don't pass through extensive examination and scrutiny and it make the mark for say yes, this can be applied within the education system. Sometimes you people sit here, you talk, you feel to say, listen, nobody is a jack of all trades and master of none. But we do our research before we come to these spaces. Caller, waiting at your name and also you call from.
Yes, very much. Good evening. This is Shuri Mustafa from Leicester.
Please go ahead.
I see say the guys them they get success because the time we don't spend for engage this person. Some of us they wait on the line. We want to throw our ideas, and then we can't sit down. They talk about this same person. Me, I just want to advise the guys where they talk, where they defend government. This energy we didn't get for the talk like the politicians themselves. Make them tell the politicians they made them do the right things. There is no free education. There is no free health care. Now, paid in the pay for. I didn't at the UK now, so every week I pay £181. Does it mean we're going to hospital now free? No, that's £181 and then they use.
Yeah.
So I don't know how somebody they put this kind of energy. They talk like say now the politicians where they did a salon, they talk to people who not get any ideas. This is wrong. We want to talk about things the law will move the conversation forward. Who now me, it can disappoint me because these guys, if they nobody know would say let's know they're not power forever, but just change the narrative. Now then they talk about debt servicing and how then they call them. I mean for pay salaries, the money don't done in the country. So we're not going to tell them for them do something differently. Personally, they can't. They defend the election with passion. Who's saying people like come today? I mean, the ruling party trying to get vote. Which development will they not go day in the last 5 years? It shouldn't be this your interest that this is what you should be concerned with. No, this passion, this zeal, make them guy they are direct this because I read the conversation them we talk about that with Mr. Cabo because we can only listen to the program afterwards. Somebody I give courage because when I get the courage for engage these people when they try for put the conversation in, I mean, they just on partisan basis. But we don't get problem with the political party, but we get problem with governance issues like the country. Water not there, lights not there, medical not there. Not to something for concern una. Then for the defend what the people and they say. Let me just tell them back the post where they talk to free education. Free education, when I talk about, has been in Salone for a long period. Now expand and they expand them gradually. What the APC say and SFP say, then we left on to 17% APC, SFP make on to 21%. So this is what they say. So now go not to say now Mr. Bio or President Bio now with these things on Primary school education, they don't pay tuition anymore. Secondary school, they don't pay. Even the Beke, they don't pay. I think that the WASC now can expand. I don't know, but I think that the WASC now can expand. That's the only thing you don't expand for this free. So I want make these guys, they make them the kind of this energy we didn't get for they tell them say we like this party so much, but pa or mama una for change the course of things because things are not going away in the way if you don't go because look what did happen. Una they use the money for the pay salaries, expand ministries. Look, we get Ministry of Sports and Social Services. They don't sports and youth. They don't divide them to Ministry of Sport, Ministry of Youth, and they get deputy there. We get Ministry of Housing and Environment. They don't change the Ministry of. They don't split the ministry. The housing ministry, they don't make the environment ministry. We get Ministry of Economic, Ministry of Finance, and within Ministry of and economic planning, Ministry of Finance and they don't change them. They don't split them between Ministry of Finance and economic planning. I just to give example. They have split these ministries, all of them almost, all of them. Huh? And then the money when they talk about they say that they can even raise taxes. If you know the list where they don't pull safe for 200 police or 600 this, that money don't go back. We are not going to tell people have to let them do something differently. Let them do something. Nobody cares who is in power. What thing people care about now the provision of services. Una hate una people so much like this. Una not go talk for them. When we talk for them, when I see we like say we are doing the wrong thing. No, we are not doing the wrong thing. We are doing the right thing. This not for myself at the talk. At the talk for let the people that we not get health care. Let them get them. I just they send for let them go look for me for medicine na Salone. They prescribe the medicine from America. They not work at the whole country. They not find the medicine. The whole country. Now that not bad. They not one medicine. No, they prescribe about 6 medicine. I don't look for them all. One and not find for me mama. It's not concern una. Anyway, I just want to add. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. I'll go to the next caller. Listen, like me, when we they listen to the caller, can they read the comments them? Okay, sometimes the comments are so hilarious I can't help. I have to react. So if you not see how they laugh sometimes, then are some of the comments them. Anyways, go ahead, caller.
Thank you very much, Auntie Matilda. Hello?
Yes, please go ahead. Go ahead, please.
Okay. An educator is someone who makes it their goal to ensure that students fully understand the lesson, while teachers who are not educators merely get through their lesson and hope the student took enough away to pass the class. A clear is simple and not hard to understand, except if you wear tissue na your eye, you cover your eye, and you cover your ears so you don't go understand. Now things that we very clear and then very easy for understand. Now let's just mention quick about the comments we make about we brother Sine. I come for know this name Sine na Salone during the Ebola time. I mean, he was a popular guy because back then he didn't have a PIN code, but he was so involved in the burial process of Ebola victims them to the point that he was publicly recognized. Me, I appreciate him for that. I will always remember him for that. Whenever I see him on TV or radio, I hear on radio, I go remember him for that good work there. But I want for just try for understand it as small. You know, the comments we make during this last issue where they talk about them Kush victim and all the rest of it, it was a little bit out of the way, to be honest. But again, I will ask the question: they don't get the appropriate training for the role where they perform. Sine na a role for make comments like that. I'm not the thing saying I'm in position that one in the now man we probably don't learn a lot from Dr. Owiz or from the Connaught Hospital. He get what he sabi for do. I don't think say for communicate na the best thing and the way for do. So me I go want for forgive him a little bit. However, there is a problem with we na Salone, we na fancy. Some of the things that we talk, in as much I want for forgive him, but again, they just not appropriate, be called for. The minister or the person will be there in charge before the Kai man, not to pocket the money they come on. Now we little tax system where they contribute, then they use for do their thing a day. And also somebody be they mention say no to government responsibility, people have to take responsibility for their lives, them and all the rest of it. The question we're going for ask, push now something will legal or illegal. If illegal, then the government gets a responsibility. If it's not legal, the government gets a role. The government gets a responsibility. The law enforcement agencies then get a role for play for make sure say they cover the supply, for make sure say they cut the chain, who say they come out. Right? And besides, it is the responsibility of every government for make sure say the welfare of their citizens them. It is right up there. They secure them. So for you they can't talk say not to government in responsibility, people have to take people have to take responsibility of their lives, but the government gets a big role for play, my brother. A big role for play. Big role for play. For let people and live a better life. The government gets a role for play. Whether they work or they work. When they're ready, then you want to compare America and Salone. You don't come America, you see. You don't come, you don't see where people they will not they work. Some man they know when they work like but every month they get checked. All people and they are not film them. Every month, Medicare they send them bills, they send them checks. You know in America, people and just talk. Then my last point before I go on to Matilda. I'm glad the way Mr. Kagusef come quick online and make clarification. I was the caller that called on Thursday, immediately after this we brother we call. And I'm so vexed. I'm very sorry, probably I went over the lines for sending them blocker, but I was so annoyed. But my advice to una go be, let una try for the ignore people like that, because the mission here is to distract. Simple. They want to distract sooner, they want to distract some of you, want to get proper information, want to learn new things, because nobody know the perfect. Every day we learn. Every day we learn. So my advice una, people like they one and they just listen and move on to the next person. Thank you very much, Mama.
Thank you very much. So here someone has given the difference and make us say this not even a full comprehensive definition and understanding between someone who is a teacher and someone who is an educator. And like I promise you now, and I know say why I don't promise something and they deliver. It's coming. Trust me, it will come. I don't know if we get more color than at the line, but if we get more color than at the line, the way where they see this show, so I hope we do not have any more colors on the line. Yes, please, let's go to that speech. Thank you. And I promise you now, after this speech done, it's not going to take me more than 10 minutes to wrap it all together. You'll see. Promise me. If I take, it's not going to be more than 15 minutes. Now trust me. Make me listen.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Fellow Sierra Leoneans, distinguished members of the international community, friends of Sierra Leone, and esteemed listeners. Today, I stand before you to address you on a matter of utmost significance, a matter that deeply concerns the very essence of our cherished nation, Sierra Leone. This matter touches the lives and hearts of every citizen, transcending political affiliations, ethnic and regional boundaries. It revolves around our recently concluded 3-day inter-party dialogue between the APC and the bill-led SLPP regime, and the subsequent agreement or communique signed by the APC, the SLPP government, and international mediators representing the African Union, ECOWAS, and the Commonwealth. I have passionately followed your diverse reactions before, during, and after the dialogue. I would like to state at the outset that I am heartened by your critical perspectives and keen interest in such a matter which understandably, but most unfortunately, also almost descended into the risk of disturbing the hard-earned unity and peace within our party, as well as distracting us from the party's high sense of a national purpose. I totally understand the emotions, the anxieties, and even the disappointment among some of us. I make bold to say that the mixed reactions were not unexpected. The anger was not unexpected, nor was the demand for a stronger action reflecting our core position out of place. The leadership of the APC party engaged very actively and constructively in the dialogue, without losing focus on any of the party's ideals and positions. The leadership of the party engaged very actively and comprehensively in the dialogue, without losing focus on any of the party's ideals and positions relative to the rigged June 23 elections. I wish to inform our dedicated members, supporters, and the wider public that our mandatory 9 delegates to the dialogue, co-led by the party national chairman, Honorable Alhaji Minka Lumansere, and myself, and an additional 11 technical advisory committee members, led by my running mate, Honorable Cherno Ramadan Majuba, presented our party's concerns, our apprehensions, and our demands through a strongly articulated position paper as guided by our National Advisory Committee. The Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion played a crucial role in facilitating this mediation, supported by esteemed international organizations. We believe that the divisive political atmosphere triggered by Mr. Mohamed Kone's hasty and premature announcement of election results and subsequent declaration of the incumbent President Julius Maada Bio and the SLP party as the winners of the June 24, 2023 presidential, parliamentary, and local council elections was most unprecedented in Sierra Leone or even anywhere else in the world. This, we believe, should have prompted a more assertive response from the international community, in particular, all election observer missions. Had they chosen to arbitrate much earlier, undoubtedly, many of our demands could have been positively addressed and the ensuing stalemate averted. Nevertheless, we eventually consented to international mediation, leading to direct discussions with representatives of the SLPP-led government. Let us, as Sierra Leoneans, give this local initiative an opportunity to succeed. Thank you. The communique contains several constructive provisions and benchmarks that, if honestly and patriotically addressed and in good faith, can help restore the will of the people and uphold true democracy. Through the dialogue, the 3 esteemed international organizations fostered an atmosphere of respect and urged Sierra Leoneans to take ownership of the process prioritizing national interests above party-specific gains. While we upheld these principles, the APC party remains steadfast in achieving a solution that safeguards the integrity of our democratic process and secures the trust of our populace. Considering the nature of the massive election irregularities and our demand for Ecsl certified results to be provided to party agents and observers as legally demanded, we believe that the cross-party committee provided for in Resolution 3 of the agreement will address such concerns. Both sides have agreed that this committee will review within 6 months the 2023 electoral cycle, taking into account various stages, including voter registration, voter card issuance, ballot paper procurement, election day procedures, vote tallying, tabulation, and results announcements. Furthermore, the committee will also draw from lessons learned in past elections since the restoration of constitutional order after the Civil War, and does not, of necessity, rule out an early election. The preamble of the communique underscores the sacredness of our country's laws, with both parties committing to uphold the rule of law. Recommendations of the cross-party committee are actionable and feasible. The committee will have co-leadership representation from the SLPP-led government, the APC, and development partners. I firmly believe that this committee's creation will provide a platform for both parties to engage constructively and allow justice, the rule of law, and peace to prevail in our beloved nation. Our people demand justice and truth, and I call upon all stakeholders, particularly those patriotic Sierra Leoneans who will serve in the parallel committees of monitoring and moral guarantors, to stand resolute in defense of our fledgling democracy and our homeland. The cross-party committee will also look into matters of political violence, excessive use of force by the security forces, extrajudicial killings, and harm to innocent citizens. Most importantly, the committee is tasked with reviewing the June 24, 2023 elections and provide recommendations to address the concerns raised by the APC, serving as a guide for future elections. In the face of these developments, we recognize that several party members are unjustly detained, and many have sought refuge in Freetown and other parts of the country, facing challenges associated with relocating to a new environment. Some have even fled the country. We have called for the release of detainees and the cessation of politically motivated court cases. Furthermore, we have understandably encouraged our elected representatives to assume their respective roles at the parliamentary and local council levels. We sincerely appreciate their sacrifice and determination. We congratulate them and wish them well. My fellow Sierra Leoneans at home and abroad, the elections of the 24th June, by which the majority of Sierra Leoneans opted to change the situation, was blatantly scuttled. If we have learned anything in that election, it is that we cannot anymore take our democracy for granted. Our election management institutions, in particular the Ecsl and the security forces, as well as those acceptable democratic norms, have been under assault. And when we, elected leaders, fail to stand up to protect them, we just see how quickly things can erode. Prior to the elections, Sierra Leone was becoming a shining example for building a post-conflict democratic state. We have started showing the world that a strong, open government and a free society can thrive when political power is entrusted to the people. The peaceful change of government from SLPP to APC in 2007 and from APC to SLPP in 2018 demonstrate that the will of the people is above any one individual or political party. And when voters are allowed to choose their leaders in a free, fair, and transparent vote, power can be transferred and sustained peacefully. The dissatisfaction stemming from the elections has cast a shadow over our nation. The lack of transparency in those elections has left scars that still need healing. The perception that jobs are reserved for specific tribes, regions, or political party activists has sown seeds of discord. The fragile state of our economy keeps our people awake at night, worrying about their tomorrow, the day after, and the future ahead. Hurtful circumstances like these require calm nerves, clear thinking, and oftentimes unpopular, hard decisions. This is so because an emotional response to wrongdoing without the benefit of objective reasoning could be counterproductive. The APC party's decision to participate in this landmark inter-party dialogue was therefore informed principally by our firm conviction that in resolving a hurtful political impasse like this, there was a need for the two protagonists to have a conversation in the presence of other players. This was so that we could start the process of better understanding each other as politicians and finding common ground on which to correct political wrongs, while restoring confidence and integrity in our electoral system and body politic. This also underscores the fact that the APC is a party that puts people and country first. President Bio's recent address to the nation, while endorsing the dialogue agreement in its entirety, effectively conveyed a message of intent for restoring national unity, democratic values, inclusive governance, cooperation, and a commitment to resolving political differences for the nation's benefit. It recognizes the role of external partners. It emphasizes the importance of national institutions and highlights a collective will to move forward. This encourages political cooperation and sets a positive tone for Sierra Leone's future. The President's call for collective responsibility and national development aligns with the inspirations of the citizens and is very much appreciated by the APC. In the spirit of cooperation, the APC commits to working collaboratively with the government to implement the provisions of the communique and ensure that the aspirations of Sierra Leoneans are realized. We believe that this dialogue should not be seen as the end, but as the beginning of a new chapter in our nation's history. A chapter characterized by inclusivity, accountability, transparency, and progress. As we move forward, let us remember that Sierra Leone belongs to all of us, and its development and prosperity are the shared responsibility of every citizen, regardless of political or tribal affiliations. Together, we can build a Sierra Leone where the democratic principles we hold dear translate into tangible improvements in the lives and livelihoods of all Sierra Leoneans. President Bill, the destiny of our nation lies in our hands. We have a choice to make, and it's a choice that will define our legacy. We can continue down the path of division and intolerance, or we can choose the path of unity, inclusivity, and social cohesion to save Sierra Leone. To achieve unity, we must start by listening to the electorate and meeting their demands. We must start by talking to each other at all times. We must adhere to the communique agreement in its entirety. We cannot afford further delays, as any delay will be seen as a lack of respect for an agreement we willingly entered into, and more importantly, a lack of respect for the people of Sierra Leone and our international partners. The All People's Congress Party understands the importance of peace and unity in Sierra Leone. We in the APC family firmly believe that a divided country is a weakened country. We recognize that the communique is not a destination, but a starting point towards restoring the unity, justice, democracy, and social cohesion that our nation so desperately needs. Today, we reaffirm our commitment as a party to this agreement, and we pledge to work with the government to ensure that it becomes more than just words on paper. Let us remember that responsibility to unite our country and foster social cohesion is not the sole burden of one political party, but a collective endeavor that requires all of us. Let us work together, hand in hand, to build a Sierra Leone where every citizen enjoys equal rights, equal opportunities, and where our diversity is strength, and where peace and unity prevail. Once again, I extend profound sympathy to the families of those who lost their loved ones, those who have suffered the indignity, political intimidation, as well as those who are maimed or who lost their properties before, during, and after the election, just out of political misdirection. Political expediency should be put above your ultimate sacrifices, but not above the supreme interest of the nation. Let me thank the mediators, led by former Vice President of the Gambia, Her Excellency Madam Fatoumata Jallow Tambajan, representing the AU and ECOWAS, retired George Musaga from Kenya, who led the Commonwealth team, backup technical experts, the diplomatic community, and our development partners, who showed keen interest and supported the dialogue process in diverse ways. Thanks also to the Peace Commission and the SLPP-led leadership for their role toward a successful inter-party dialogue. We all deserve tremendous thanks and appreciation for our understanding, even at a time when there is a range of several non-election related sufferings that are hitting us hard in our daily spheres of life. I cannot help but to continue to plead very passionately that we exercise patience and remain resolute as we advance the dialogue process. The dialogue was not meant to be controversial or confrontational. It really should not be. This is something we all should want to sustain as we strive to restore confidence in our interpersonal relations and in our election system. I hereby wish to reiterate my unyielding commitment to continue to advance and protect your supreme interests, no matter who you are, or what tribe, region, or political inclinations you belong to. It is only in challenging times like these that our true strength, our sincerity, our togetherness will shine. We can be a voice for the voiceless, advocate for social justice, and champion to overcome the causes that divide us as a people. My resolve is unshakable, and my commitment to our ideals unwavering. For the cleaning up of our heavily tainted and corrupted election system, and bringing back our development on track, I am leading, and I will continue to lead a good fight for a noble cause to the glory of God. Thank you, and may God bless Sierra Leone.
Okay, so obviously we don't listen to what Mr. Samura been get for say. A speech where I find a bit too long anyways. I think he could have gotten to this point without, giving us all of the extras, but that's his style. That's okay. Well, just like I say for the SLPPNs, the PNs them and the CNs them. So the PNs them, just like I say, if una feel to say una party united, you're living in disillusion. I'll also say it to the CNs, meaning the APCNs. If you think like Dr. Kamo, what you say, Mr. Samura just said, our party is united and thus we want for derail the unity within the party. No, sir, your party is not united. That is living in illusion. Even right up to the talks, even right up to the negotiation process, you can clearly see divisions within the party. You can see from the tweets, you can see from the ones who chose not to participate, who not to be part of that delegation because they didn't think that they think what you were going in there with was a cowardly, mechanism, or it wasn't strong enough, and that's the position that you are going in there with wasn't strong enough. So if una don't listen to me show and I don't listen to this 3-part analysis, because this is not part 3 of this particular analysis, now gonna for say I don't address boku of the thing the way it talk about already. And because I don't address boku of the thing the way it talk about already, I know will come back and can repeat myself again. But there are a few things where I want for bring to an attention as they talk. We said, the purpose of coming into this dialogue was the purpose of the abstinence and staying away from politics post election announcement was done in unity, and it was for a national purpose. No, sir, now I can clearly and say it without reservation that it wasn't for a national purpose. At the inception, at the beginning, it appears as though united together you were doing this for a national purpose, but at the end of the day, sorry, it wasn't for a national purpose. It was for a party advancement purpose. Okay, now you go on for say that the party that you have maintained the party position and ideals. No, you have not maintained the party position and ideals. As a matter of fact, maybe you have maintained the party ideals, because I don't know what's in our party ideals then, but definitely we know what the party positions were based on what you guys put out in the public, and we can clearly find evidences to demonstrate that you have not maintained those positions throughout. You have not been constant in your position. Next thing, you say the international partner that will not be forget to this stage where we get to in dialogue if the international partners have taken action during the announcement of the results. The international partners did take action during the electoral process. Like I don't talk and I also say the electoral commissioner been they get daily meetings, as a matter of fact, with the former ambassador, US ambassador to Freetown, right? And then Waskolo, right after he ready for make the announcement, as a matter of fact, few days before the announcement of what was plotted and planned, I keep saying this, the man AWOL, the ambassador could not reach him, no one could reach him, his line was switched off, everything. That's what even forced the UN, the US secretary to make a call to Mr. Bio and say, we are trying to get a hold of your how they call him, your electoral person. We are not, is he okay, is he safe? Is everything fine? Because how can you be in communication with a particular set of people, group of people, and then all of a sudden you announce one set of results where already people are on the question, oh, this is not looking good, what we are seeing is not, and then all of a sudden you go AWOL, you go silent, you were unreachable. Next thing you know, you're declaring somebody a winner. So no, you cannot put this on the international partner. It is not the job of the international partner to take on issues of sovereignty. It is the job of the international partner to back the actions or the engagements that are issues of national sovereignty. So for example, this is where I be don't talk say, listen, when I choose for go court now on a priority. When I choose not for go court now on a priority. Had you gone to court, it would have made it legal. Hereby the international partners then, before don't get a way in for come with their own evidences them, for use their own proof then, their own evidences, their own data then, and whatever. This would have also augment your case. This would have also aided your case. But you choose not to go through the legal system. Again, for reasons best known to you. But I have always said, me, I don't respect people in choice. You had the choice to take this matter to court while you also pursue other avenues. You choose not to take the legal route. You choose to take a road less traveled. I don't know what you were expecting to get from that road less traveled. The only thing you can get from that road less traveled is where we are at now. A committee to review all of the 1 to 300, right? So don't point fingers at the international community for actions that you failed to take that would have given them permission to help you along the way. Okay? You also say that, the actions taken is not for party gains, but it's for national interest. No, your demands in there are for party gains. They are not for national interest. Make we just call a spade and make we call things by their name. Okay? At the end of the day, it's about your party. It's about the CNs and the PNs together. Okay? You say this communique not necessarily rule out an early election. And here is what I'm going to speak to you all, the PNs, in 1 minute. First of all, this is not a legal framework. Me not see usai illegally binding. Yes, una sign and this and that, but nowhere in that communique does it say this document is legally binding. It is not a legal document. It is a committee. Came up together, you set up frameworks, you set up whatever deliverables and things them way una agree for do. At any point, either of you guys can walk away from this. So now that make I dey say, in this, now yaso now the litmus test of working for country or working for self is going to show. Are these people truly working for nation or are they working for self? Now yaso we get for know now. Because the only way this would come into effect, that statement day, is if he had gone to court. So you have a legal thing within the court, based on the court ruling and court decision, then that gives you room or provision based on that to call for an early election. Based on the outcome of the decision of the court. Having provided all of your evidence and having thoroughly defended yourself. But you don't give yourself that allowance there. Now let me tell you something. If by some rikishi arrangements, go agree to call an early election, let me tell you what you guys are about to do. You're not only cementing a third term for whoever is there right now, you are also going to introduce the prolongation, extension of rulership. Because when I know it's in there for happen, as soon as I agree to, I don't tell you for say this man na a master strategist. Beyond a master strategist. As soon mistake than they so they entertain them. When I know it's in there for happen, then they call for a constitutional referendum. And when I know it happened during the census, not to so. So when they call for a constitutional referendum, then go nyama and wutu and play with them. And before you know it, the result of that constitutional referendum is going to say that the presidency should be extended, say from a 5-year to a 7-year term, and that this presidency, because of so and so, should thus be extended. And because this new constitution happen under a mandate where completely different from the old constitution, then they give them eligibility for run for a third term. I don't talk and I don't tell you. Those who have ears, let them hear. Those who thinks for say then sabi, now then sabi is in the care and go. Make the mistake. And don't listen to what I just said. I am urging you all, now go play this one so. Listen to them. And when you go into that negotiation room, put on your thinking caps and left on a party against them aside and work for the country for once. I don't tell you now. Let's move on. So, you go on for say that you go on for say what you might call it. You go on for say that when voters are allowed to choose their leaders in a free, fair, election, then the mandate of the people and the will of the people emerge. Yes, absolutely. I agree with that. I absolutely agree with that. But here is a situation where you yourself are a culprit to the impediment of that. How? By refusing to go to court. Because had you gone to court, trust me, the results then they will be for see them, will for wutu and will for get a chance for do cross comparison of talent. But you guys, una don't basically deny the Sierra Leonean people of that right. Now, when I get an anti-corruption commissioner, where they go sit down, na data, where they wipe historic data of not only this kurubu election, but past election data, completely wiped out of the system. Even though there are people who have evidence of the fact. So this is this type of manipulation and this type of quick, smart talk that will lead someone like Senge to say, have the boldness without empathy, but walking in apathy. Because now we don't used to. When we forget empathy, because we people and get apathy, we always they encourage the bad behaviors them and we deepen how for good, how we for do, make we bear. That is what would lead someone like Senge to look at you. You know where they pay in fees, oh. You know where now because of una tax money them. Now you make in Pekin able go private school. Una because of una tax money them. Now you make you able go play table tennis every Saturday. Because of una tax money them. Now you make you able swimming pool and get hair conditioner. You go look una face them, negotiate a bad deal, and tell una say because of recent tax tariff, una no go get terminal for Sidon the Kumbusa on social media. Forgetting that the imposition of this high tax tariff or tax cell phone tariffs and what have you. Now, a trickling effect. It affects the businessman, it affects the small business system, it affects the functioning of schools. There is so much that it ties into. That it is not only about those who disagree with you, but the effects are numerous. And the effect that it has for the development of the economy is bigger than the effect that it gets for the people and where you say so-called no go get waste them data them for the go Kongosa. So be careful with these people. They are playing games. And the quicker we realize that they are playing games and we call them out on it, the better it is for us collectively. Now we sit down and now this kind misconception and realignment of conception and misconceptions them and grandiose talk them and they give una big English them, they give una hope on sin scenarios them. Now you go lead somebody, like the great analyst, historian, for see ahead and look into all of this. And someone like Chernobyl would put it this way, and correctly so, that Sierra Leone has moved from an electoral democracy to an entrenched kleptocracy by communique. Now you can call it a kleptocracy validated by the permission of the MCC score. When has democracy become a charitable handout? The only pathway to legitimate authority in any constitutional democracy is through credible and transparent election. This simple principle can't be replaced by a rogue elite consensus. Neither can it be substituted by any so-called development grant. Because it is this boldness and ease that would lead an entire parliament where una talk say una dede for work for the people them, una dede for make the people them life better, una dede for ensure say waiting una do, it go make sure say the people them life taking, removing the burden, the stress of the people. It is this belief and this lie and this mind twisting game that Cherno just alluded to. That is what will lead an entire parliament to pass a legislation in 24 hours, allowing in this present day Sierra Leone, with everything that we are going through, to allow one of the basic and most consume good in the country, rice, for you to put such a hike on it, and in order not to, at the beginning of the year, when I expect for levied more on top, when I say imported, you cannot grow to feed your own within. So what must they do? Yes, there's diversified nutrition, but this is what they are used to. So yes, so you go ahead without consulting with the public. You go ahead. You go ahead and pass a legislature. It pass all stages. You don't look at the impact. You don't look at the economic impact. You don't look at the constraint, the financial impact where it will levy on people then. You don't look at the collective well-being of the people then. You don't look at the macroeconomic stability or instability where it will create now the economy. You leave the public engagement, you cut the public completely out of it, hereby eroding transparency, accountability, and engagement. You cut institutions out. You cut the very importers, small business, and entrepreneurs out. You not take into account the economic hardship of the lay of the land. Instead, you claim say the people then vote una in, and the people then put una there. But waiting una reward the people then with na punishment, collective, punitive punishment. More hardship for the poor, more struggle for the poor, more headache for the poor. And you tell me, say, oh, kush, this, we all, is it? Impelled economic hardship, as someone puts it. But for those of you who would say, where is Lara Taylor Pearson? I know for say, una president don't spend 100 and something, was it billion in travel alone? And Lara Taylor Pearson is still in suspension, and you have the Umaru Fofana who comes and asks this question. It's exactly 2 years since Sierra Leone's president suspended the country's respected Auditor General and a deputy. For a decade, Lara Taylor Pierce consistency and doggedness in tracing the country's public fund earned her the admiration of a nation stricken by the stealing of their resources by their political leaders and their cohorts. 2 years on, a tribunal set up to investigate her and a deputy for alleged wrongdoing is yet to conclude its mandate. For much of that period, the tribunal was bogged down in administrative, I will call them jargon. But don't be surprised if Unayeri say someone else has been appointed. I'm just saying, there's been a pattern, a very well established pattern. If you not get eye for see, some of you will get eye for see and we see. So don't be surprised when you see that announcement come. Might be sooner, it might be later, but expect it to come. All I can say at this point is we get two people then with a strategic game. It is serious. Then go strategize you out of where you think you belong and strategize you in to their game. I'm talking of Kande Kole Yonkela. They strategize them out, and when the time was right, they strategize them in. I can give so many examples, but I'm not going to go there because our time is fast spent for today. But all I am saying is that if collectively, as Sierra Leoneans, the Ians, we come together, then what Mr. Kamara say, that the destiny of our nation lies in our hands, If we genuinely believe that, collectively work towards that, like in the case of Liberia, we would see the outcome of the will of the people and not the will of the few, not the manipulation of the few. You know, I see some SLPP agbagba them and some SLPP, go and mock them. They say, where you from? You been for don't come Obayana Salone. Now we get the one way sabi win election. We get the one way sabi win without whether you vote for them or you don't vote for them. To those people who've been, trumping that narrative, I'm sorry for now. If you think say cheating your way to things is the best way to live and is the best way to exist, I'm sorry for now. But to the people of Liberia, congratulations. To the ECSL chairperson of Liberia, congratulations for not allowing yourself to be influenced by internal or external factors, but for doing your job and simply stating the wishes of the people. To the outgoing president of Liberia, congratulations for showing true leadership, for demonstrating what true leadership feels like, looks like, because you did not argue. First time, close run. Second race, clearly you lost. Next thing, the right thing. You called your opponent. Not begin, they go fire, tear gas, they go. No. Congratulations. For the betterment of the people of Liberia, I pray, and it is my sincere hope, that God give you the guidance that you need. That is what true leadership is about. This talk not on it, it will continue. But before I go, I want to tell Una something. A new show they come on. Because of all of these that I've been talking about, and many more, it is about time we start knowing who we are. Because if we know who we are, if we understand the makeup of the soil and how we for plants, waiting we for plants now the different parts of the soil, just maybe, something will change. And so every Saturday, last Saturday of the month, when I go see me team up na yaso with a show called Salone, we all know one fambo. And by my side, the narrator will be, for the most part, Mr. Jamboya. And as the show goes along, we will bring in people with wealth of knowledge for help we piece together the puzzle, for help we, because trust me, we are fragmented. We are fragmented. And we are so fragmented that we don't know how to even begin piece the pieces together. But maybe collectively, as we go through this journey, just maybe, we'll be able to start gluing the pieces together. May God bless you all. May God bless Mama Salone. Onatata.
You party, I go tell you who that it be. If you party na smoker, you safe na smoker. If you party na drunker, then you safe na drunker. But if you party well intelligent and matured, you are going to think of a brighter future. So let me say no to this.
Sierra Leone, push. You my killer, this is for them. Hope for you, say.
Say not a kush, no, not a kush, no, not a kush. Oh yeah, me you feel what are they run me eye? We are the see me sister them, they die in the street. Oh, me I can feel them when they see me brother them in the streets. Yeah, some they link they not, some lay down a guts at the sleep. Oh. So when I ask, they tell me say na kush, Nike pull roll and son of them fool.